Thanks so much for coming on. So, first of all, I'm so sorry, and it's a legitimately heartbreaking story. It sounds like you and your husband acted in the best possible faith. You wanted to do the right thing. You believed in the science. I'm fascinated by the response that you have had since from physicians as you tried to treat your daughter. What have they said to you?
So the only diagnosis we've gotten for her is that it's conversion disorder or functional neurologic symptom disorder, and they're blaming it on anxiety. Ironically, she did not have anxiety before the vaccine.
Right.
And the problem that we had is this was noted in her records early on. So anytime she saw any new specialist, because it was all in the same hospital, they already had their diagnosis before they even saw her.
So this is essentially the 19th century hysteria diagnosis. It's her fault. I mean, they're basically saying she has emotional problems. And I know it's painful to do this, but for our edification, please describe her symptoms. Tell us what they're blaming on anxiety.
The anxiety, pretty much anything that she has. So, I mean, those symptoms that she had in the beginning, the big one that's stuck around is her stomach. I mean, she still cannot digest food. She has an NG tube to get her nutrition. She can't go to the bathroom without, all these laxatives, which I'm sure aren't doing her any good as well. Urinary retention, I don't want to go into too much detail.
Right, but it's awful, it sounds
She was at one point having convulsions, just all kinds of neurologic and GI issues, you name it. She also couldn't walk at one point, then she could, and now after an MRI with contrast, it affected her in some way. I don't understand why, and they're not looking into why, and now she's back in a wheelchair, and she can't hold her neck up. Her neck pulls back.
But